Oh, hi, everyone. It's October, and it's time to start thinking about voting because it's already started in some states, but I'm in Ohio, and our early voting, whether that's absentee or in person, starts October 8th. And I'm here to remind you about things that you need to be prepared for before you go and do it and the plan that you need to have. First and foremost, what you're going to want to do is go to vote.org and make sure that you are registered to vote because Ohio has a long tradition of doing some voter purging, specifically probably in the counties where the major cities reside, whether that's Hamilton or Franklin, Delaware, Cuyahoga, where the cities are. Maybe that's because that's where a lot of Democrats are. That's just hearsay. You go to vote.org, you look for registration check to make sure that you are registered. If you are not registered, you have until October 7th, the day before early voting begins, to get registered. That's not much time. The second thing that you're going to want to do, especially if you want to vote early, is to check on what I would recommend is voting in person. I know a lot of people don't like doing that, especially if you're in a swing state. Ohio is not a swing state anymore. Maybe this vote will change that. Republicans most often will always target mail-in ballots because mail-in ballots, unlike in-person ballots, are processed differently. A mail-in ballot, while you still fill it in the same way, it's checked differently because it's checked through your signature and your location and some other ID checks, but you aren't there. You are mailing it in and then letting someone else process it. And during that transport from your home to the mailbox to the processing center, whether that's your local county boards of elections or somewhere else, it could get damaged. It could get wet. It could get smushed up and crumpled up. People have to determine whether that ballot is valid. Sometimes they'll check the signature and say that it's invalid. You're not there to know. You aren't there to contest it, which is why Republicans target mail-in ballots. It isn't because they think they're invalid. It's because they know they're easy to contest and try to throw away. That is why I recommend highly, if you're in a swing state, to try to vote in person. The next thing you're going to want to do is to understand what's going to be on the ballot. That's where you're going to want to go to Ballotpedia. Ballotpedia, you can put in your state and you can get the entirety of what will be on your ballot. Sometimes it's going to be more local things because you're going to have people who are running locally for school board, city council, all sorts of stuff, but also statewide things in Ohio. We also have ballot initiatives happening this year, and that is, yet again, issue 1. This one isn't about abortion. This one is about gerrymandering. And like usual, Republicans who have a supermajority in the Ohio State House have worded it in such a way to be very confusing. And this issue 1 initiative is meant to take it away from politicians who people like Frank LaRose and other people are the ones appointed to these commissions who gerrymander the maps. Then they gerrymander the maps to keep themselves in power. And what they're trying to do is word it in a way to make it sound like, oh, this new initiative is going to give it to force gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is going to happen regardless. And what we're trying to do is take it out of the hands of the politicians who are self-interested in preserving their own power and put it into the hands of citizens, put it in the hands of an independent citizenry. Will it be perfect? No. But it will be a lot less self-interested than right now. So you're going to want to vote yes on issue 1. You're also going to want to look at, obviously, who's running candidate-wise. You have Senate. You have your local House of Representatives. For me, that's Greg Landsman, who I'm definitely voting for. You have other local council people that are running. You're going to want to look at that and see who they are. You're also going to want to be looking at the state court. For Ohio, there are 3 seats open in the state court. There's this little pamphlet that my wife and I have passed around during our canvassing. Now, if you go to Ballotpedia, you will see that, and they will list, unlike on your actual ballot, they will list the party affiliation of these judges. I think that's important to know because on the ballot, it will not say that. It won't have their party affiliation. It'll just have the judges listed, and that's really confusing. Something important to know. You are allowed to write things down and bring it into the ballot box with you. Obviously, you can do that at home. No one's there to stop you from looking at something and writing and being informed. The same is true when you go to the ballot box. No one can tell you not to bring something in. It's perfectly allowed. Put it on your phone. Put it on a piece of paper. You're allowed to write down the names of the judges and the other people that you want to vote for. What you can't do, and I need to stress this to people, is you cannot wear any sort of clothing, merch, hat, buttons, pins, whatever it might be. You can't wear anything that might be perceived as promoting any candidate, whether statewide or nationwide. I can't wear something that says Kamala. They will not let you go in to vote if you do that. They won't let you come within the premises if you do that. I guarantee you there will be people with Make America Great Again hats that are going to make a big fucking deal about the fact that you're not going to let me wear this hat. You're depriving me of my free speech. If you want to avoid conflict and you want to avoid being turned away, which obviously you're going to have people who are going to want to make a big stink about trying to turn you away if they perceive anything you have on as promoting a candidate. Just wear plain clothes. Just avoid it altogether. Know whether you're registered. Get yourself registered. Know what you're going to require or need to be registered. Every state has different requirements. Know when you could start to vote, when your early voting starts if you want to vote early for mail-in absentee ballots and in person. Where you can do that, where your polling places are, what the hours are. And then understand what's going to be on your ballot. Go to Ballotpedia, look up your state, look up the people that are running, look up their party affiliation, what they stand for. And then also look at the ballot initiatives in Ohio. That's issue 1. And you're going to want to vote yes on issue 1. Have a plan and be prepared. Thank you for your time in listening to my long, meandering, babbling, blah, blah, blah. But thank you for being here. I love you. Bye.